Q&A&Critique 96. Let's be Bforartist. Today's splash screen is provided by last week's competition winner, Quackers. You Quackers for this piece. This piece was absolutely incredible. And this is currently now being shipped, or going to be shipped, Bforartists 3.6. Here is a preview of it. Software code long ago. Final result 3.6. So today is going to be a special session, 30 minutes. Currently pushing through client work. I had a bit of a deadline today. But I did want to take some time away from my hard work here with Plebes as well, to look at the art that you guys have provided. Also take a look at Blender 3.6.0, which is a very interesting release. And also to take a look at Bforartist, which has another 56 fixes and additional updates, and then from on top of Blender. So stay tuned. If you have a question, have something that you'd like to comment, feel free to write in the comment. Also, open up your microphone. Everything. I think number on YouTube says 3. So without further ado, what's new? 0.6. And there's obviously been a lot of videos lately. Have you guys heard of the latest news with Blender? What's the biggest thing with Blender? I guess the big news, basically, if you go and check out this link here, the download release 6, to find something. That's right, Marty. Right. So the big thing is, the big 3 things that I've noticed about this: performance when it comes to cycle processing, simulation nodes and cache for it, and a number of other things concerning thinking is better, ray tracing better, and UV packing. So those are the big things that comes to the things that have come new to the Bforartist and Blender. So what is simulation node? So I've freshly compiled a build here on the top. With this build, splash. Done. Already done the first build. Installing it. If you'd like to learn how to build Blender or Bforartist, the cool thing about source is that you can. Anybody can. As long as you have about 32 gigabytes of RAM, about 20 to 30 gigs of data space. Basically, Blender requires a lot of data. Requires a lot of bandwidth. No, sorry, a lot less than 0.4. Repository, 1.3 gigs. Okay, so you've got 10 gigs of data. You're good to go. Basically, the commands that you would do, have a command prompt or a terminal from Linux. Basically, download the repository by cloning it. GitHub, or you go into the repository on the top right. Usually, there's this little link. You know how to search for Git cloning or Tortoise Git. You can clone the repository with the link. Go to a folder, then you navigate to the folder and just run make update, and it will update all the libraries, download them. After that, you run make release. That is the release. Good to go. It will take a while, up to 1 hour or so, but that's rough. Obviously, there's a lot of nuance. Troubleshooting something. So here we go. For 3.6 points, which is based off Blender 4.0. So let's take a look at the newest feature. We have simulation node. Right, just change this. But if we go into geometry zone, this simulation zone basically has input geometry. We have a delta time geometry. From there, what this basically does is do something every frame. Get the data, do something, set the data every frame. So if we have a set position node, set position inside this node tree, if we say offset this by say 0.01 meter x, if we press play, shortcut, it's going to move, well, it's going very slowly. Let's say 0.1, so every 10 centimeters every frame. If we press play, you can see it's starting to move automatically. This opens up many, many doors. As you can see, each frame is ticking along. Frame thing, every frame. Purple line shows the cache. So now that everything is cached, it's just moving along by itself. That is what simulation does. If you're super smart, and I'm sure everybody is going to start doing this, be able to create your own physics system, create your own erosion system, landscape, create your own explosions, create your growing tools, growing plants, or create your own systems for basic looping every frame, create your own systems of crowds, other types of controls or reactions, different types of things. Or if a character walks close to rock, butterflies fly away, certain void type way. And I highly recommend you check out the new course by Erendel.xyz. He's got a new course on simulation, timely for that, and also Simon Thomas on the Blender website. 20 minutes of. But the basis is that get the data, do something with it every frame inside this purple box, and then set the data at that frame. See, and repeat every frame. Boop, 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 every time. So you can tell it to raycast or. This opens up many doors. This makes it one step closer to the power of Houdini. Makes it one step closer. The only thing that we need now is we need parallel loops. System of running loops multiple times, one frame instead of every frame. So parallel loops, or in other words, serial loops, these will be coming later. They're already in development. That is the one holy grail thing that we need to get Houdini-like workflows at. And then from there, it's up to the community, to the libraries, default assets to get things relatively done with mid and high level nodes. Then we're there. Still a few years away from that, but one step closer to getting into a competitive procedural. So, super exciting. The other thing I wanted to talk about is geometry, just processing. So if I make this cube and subdivide, do this, let's say 10 times. Take a closer look. Now it's applied, currently running. Big ton. Currently running 12 million triangles. This should be able to run a bit better. Please select things. All that used to be impossible. So the main reason is with 3.6.0, there's changing the way normals are evaluated, the cycles, so cycles, just things just load a lot quicker. There we also have other little things like UV packing, which is nice. Oh, again. But it handled it. 12 million tries without a problem. Boom. Back wall of vertices. Still takes a while to select, but I did manage it general without paint. And we so with UV unpacking, this is kind of fun and interesting. There's no pack. The got better UVs. Got see the UVs are way better than they used to be. There is a new method of packing islands. Scale rotate, pin your scale, sort your rotation, and lock pin islands. Nice. You can have work your methods, and you have a method of using concave or convex. The old method is more convex, stacked method. Concave is really nice because new way of packing. I can merge overlapping, but concave packing means I could pack something that's really small, for example, inside. If I select this and change the scale, like click them all, pack them all, exact concave starts to pack them inside each as close as it can. Then rip out some of the spaces. This, pull it out. That one, out. Yeah. Out. Packing's good. As you can see, things are packing inside of each as close as it can. Very nice. UV unpacking in 6.0 has evolved, and that's really nice. Quite professional. Previously, you would have to use an add-on, so let me load up an old version I used. I used to use UV Packer or UV Pack Master, which is a paid add-on to do something similar based on GPU. Some UV Packer did work very well on Linux, not available. Now you can do this natively operating system with. So what else is new? So if you take a look at the notes, there's a lot of things. Performance is a big one. Import full emoji support for text. Whole thing. The UV packing was terrible. Node groups has you can use ASCII icons for it if you need it. Leaves asked, is the UV pack add-on? I haven't done a stress test about it yet. There is a new add-on for baking VDM brushes for a pencil subdivision trays. The resyncing process for library overrides was improved, which I consider very good. Oh, and something really nice I really consider important. That back in the day, if I had animation, I have like this animated this frame there. And I push it down. I have this clip. If I do multiple clips like this, I decided to like push one into the other, I would have, it will go red, have problems. I can't push up. If I want it to go into the third track here, I would have to grab it, go around, and then go up. So it's not, let's take a closer look. I can't go through, it's impossible. I have to go around it, pull it down, and then go back. This was a problem for a very long time. With the new system, if I record this, animation mode, auto keyframe, record first frame, go to last frame, there, this, go play, push it down so I have a clip, tracks. Now if I put this into the center, whoops. If I want to move this clip, I don't have to go around. I just pull down, goes red, and then it's on the other track. Beautiful, very modern. So that's a new improvement coming from Blender. Another thing as well is if I'm using the grease pencil, this is Bforartist exclusive. Let's take a look and see what's new in Bforartist from Blender. I highly recommend you look at all the Blender release videos. Lots of improvements to a lot of things. More than a few hundred fixes. Constantly, hundreds of cleanups, improvements. There are some API changes starting to happen, especially 4.0, which may break some of your add-ons. So there's a word of warning to use Bforartist or the future version of Blender. But most add-ons work. 2 out of my 100 use cases broke. 3, 4, maybe 3 or 4 add-ons out of 100. Oh, it's bad. But things do break. So keep that in mind. So let's take a closer look at what's new. Artists before we take a look at the moment. If you want a closer look, you can actually see everything. Tracker closed after 23, 5th of that was the 59. Some of them are not tasks that we did, but in general, we've improved the new header. Take a closer look. Animation editors, organized. Take inside the editors, look inside F-curve editor, keyframe menus, improved. Smooth and blend menu. Got panels. Well, same as in well. Inside when editing, vertex paint, weight paint mode, select option, inside there. In the face mode. Yeah, select link. These are like new. I think that's improved. Well, that's coming in from. So back to here. There are new things that came in from updating file operating system operators file browser. For example, open up back, forward, open up the folder thing. Included. Add control tab to the time menu. Hotkey default. We also did rebase the whole software meld. A lot of hot checkboxes loaded to the left. There's a new add corners of edge node, which is for topology. Mesh topology corners of edge node added. Another none found was texture. The one that I was trying to show was the texture paint select. Tooltips were improved, and the operate texture paint. Sorry about. In texture paint mode, inside the selection, select loop, add loop to select, move loop from select have been added. Inside Blender, you cannot access space, but with this, you can discover that exist. Alt left click, alt left, alt left, just like modeling to Blender. GUI. Here, and interesting, like a method of volume. Another thing that was added is there's a new zoom in and out inside a text editor that we case when scripting have the view zoom and exposed. So from there, we also got right click fix for the sequencer, for the context editor. We used to have save incremental built inside of Bforartist before Blender, but now the save incremental operates. Got slightly better wording. I think we're using the newer one now, the one. But we had this for about a year before Blender. So thanks Blender for updating that and catching up. Very nice. From there, we also have the ability, new Kuwahara. The Kuwahara filter is fun because inside positive, yeah, positives. Look at things. Add the Kuwahara node. Search Kuwahara. So if I'm in here and I'm positing all, let's select. So this is our frame up here. Also, oh, new hotkey. Tab is to change the view toggles. Shift tab is widgets. Tab. Out the Kuwahara node is a one because once you use it, then the Kuwahara node gives me this effect, paint effect. See what's going on. The bigger it is, creates this interesting interlayer. The new short film by Blender is probably going. The Kuwahara is actually kind of an old algorithm, but it's fun. Use it to anisotropic way. Right now, it doesn't actually work positive yet. Other nodes have it really big. Another cool thing about Bforartist and Blender that 3.6.0 doesn't have this as much, but with 4.0, which is our architecture, the thumbnails and the method of rendering inside the end currently new system use. So this is where you call the experimental compositor. The experimental compositor adds the real-time compositor directly into compositor, not just the viewport. It means you can use color grading and other things practically. Another cool thing that's come in Bforartist is Grease Pencil, which is object with collections and layers. Obviously, update. We also have a new socket called the rotation socket. Worked on as well for geometry node, but all of this comes shipped in 0, which is so there's a those things don't come with 3.6.0, do come with. Other things that we added, there's a whole bunch of little things like that. Lots of little update. Brush panels, multiple tabs, for sculpt mode. So if you're inside add-on, thanks to Yard, we have the brush panel. And inside the brush panel, inside sculpt mode, we go into sculpt mode layout. We're in the sculpt mode. We now have tabs for all the brush types. So raw brush types, surface brush types, deform brush type, miscellaneous. So they're now separated into groups. So you don't have this like huge massive panel. And if I have like multiple brushes, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different types of brushes for drawing, some with textures, without textures. I don't have to click on this panel, choose a brush, click on this panel, choose another brush, click on this panel, choose this brush. I can just click on the draw panel and I will be able to see of that particular type. We're still working on dividing each tab, but brushes. Still a work in progress, but that's in the update. Top of that, a couple other things, for example, that is really, really, really cool, which I found this really nice 4.0, that in the NLA, when you use, there's a new operator that we tweak a full stack. So when we edit, the full stack ability of tweaking nodes mean edit or action clips, top of your whole stack of animation, ground truth 0 of how you edit, bit of like isolate. Very nice animation update. And also the really cool thing about Bforartist here right now is in assets layout, our default library for have a collection. If we want to add a collection, we have the ability to tell us to add it as an instance or not. So this little aspect of adding as an instance means predictably add in an object as an instance without needing to guess what repeat last operator toggle is. So we can tell it to be, now if I want to link in this, or if I want to end it in not an instance, I just turn it off, drag and drop. Now I have added this scene, append it correctly. If I turn it on, now add it back, a problem, predictably. So now I can use from the asset without problem. So that's something that we added here. And what else? There's a lot going. And with that, got a couple of other things. For example, Blender, the Blender theme is back. We lost it ever since Blender Bforartists 3.4 or 3.3. We accidentally overwrote the Blender theme and we never noticed because we never use it. Nobody reported it and nobody complained, but the Blender dark theme is back. That's a small little thing. And other things like station nodes, making and unmaking, up, grease pencil, smooth stroke, radius, minimum. All right, so this is a Bforartist exclusive. Another one that I wanted to show you is the grease pencil. So if we have a new grease pencil, want to draw oh, that's because I'm using experimental reference. Back to normal grease pencil. So back into drawing. When I'm drawing, in my advanced settings and my stroke setting, I have the ability to stabilize my Blender, the minimum pixel width before stroke stabilized pixels. In this case, I can now change it to 1 pixel that I can work with stabilizing proper way without drawing, without a wobbly pen on tablet. Blender, the minimum is 10 pixels. Bforartist, 1 pixel. Very, very close to me, who loves animate. Blender requested this and add that in. And other things like that, they're just little small little details here and there about updating things coming in from that from browsers. I'm hockey up. We're up to date. Claire, let's take a look at the art. Take a look. So the art that I would like to share, community work by White Rooster. So here's a rumor, since this is going to be a quick and short podcast, I suppose, with self. Feel free to open up your microphone. But in next week, a rumored guest, White Rooster Productions, he's going to be presenting and being interviewed next week. So I'm going to be starting to talk about this in the publicity soon, after the weekend on Tuesday. From there on Friday, we'll get to know the artist, art. In this case, we have a lot of incredible art. So White Rooster is a big fan of Star Trek. With that, he's been making multiple pieces from Star Trek, other tribute pieces with space, lens flare, volumetric, all produced. With that, we also have new pieces from Wolf. Wolf has been working storytelling characters. Wolf has also been multiple pieces on that. Really enjoyed his work lately. Highly recommend check out his art. What these are about. Instagram, and with that, we also have work from previous special guest from us, Yusuf. Yusuf has been working tirelessly trying to improve stability with contrast, lighting, balance. One of his most recent pieces is called Trasto, actually. How to together. His Trasto, he's been using pieces that he's bought from Trader. Oh, but with that, he creates the layout and the lighting. And we learned about when we saw Yusuf a couple of back. Of his lighting contrast and a nice, excuse me, another piece that he work the light difficult. Another piece that we have is by TT. TT has been working with shape design. So he produces the music, graphics, tutorials on how to do that. I've showcased his work here before. They're just so very nice people. But just to hype everybody, White Roost is here. The background is not in right. Background displays geometry with my effect. So I'm really excited to share the special guest for next week. How he's going to share his process, his techniques, inspires him. But I guess that's it for today. Short, sweet. There's a lot coming in from Blender. I could go back to that concept org with the videos you can also find on YouTube about what's new. All of this is artist. Just as a side note, 3.6.0 Bforartist is not available for download yet. Reason why is we had a bug where we created a new file from a first use. When we create a new file, the software would crash, freeze. And this was a Blender bug, so I had to wait, report to Blender, wait for Blender to find a solution, get it merged to master, then get it merged to our release. Now with my current client work that I'm finishing up, the idea is I finish that and start compiling the release, get them up and available within over the weekend, hopefully, or into early next week. If not, local time. So hang in there. It's coming, and it's coming soon. Yes, we're late, but it's coming. So thank you, everybody, for your attention. Thank you also for your time, enjoying the art, sharing your art. So for tuning in, even with short notice. Future is looking bright. Hopefully, focus of my work will be getting more into tools and things for you. Already talking with a number of artists, help get you some really cool stuff with Bforartist per default. Unlike Blender, which is starting to create their default asset library, which is nice, you can download separately. I would like to have this included with the software as an opt-in already, or an opt-out in this case. Because, you know, Substance Painter, Substance Designer, ZetaBrush, all of them come with some really awesome presets. That's what makes those software really great. That's what I want to get you, hopefully by the... Stay very tuned. Lots is coming. Lots of work is to be done. Little by little, I'm steering the ship into that path for you. So stay tuned. Also, more special guests coming. Lots of great artists out there to interview. So thank you very much for everything. I hope you have an excellent weekend. I'll see you next week.